Hello, I am Rebecca Pickert with LuLaRoe Rebecca Pickert. I have been a LuLaRoe fashion consultant for 2 months now. I had my Facebook launch party on May 19th, and today I want to break down some sales numbers for those of you who might be thinking about becoming a LuLaRoe consultant. I know you hear a lot about maybe the gross sales numbers, the total sales, but you might wonder, what does that actually mean? How does that break down into taxes, shipping, if you're selling online? What does that mean for reinvestment? So what do these numbers actually mean when you hear a sales numbers? How much do you get to take home? Those sorts of things. So here I'm going to tell you, for my personal breakdown, what does that mean? So first of all, I'm going to start by telling you, and I do have some notes here, so if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. I like to have lists and notes. That's the kind of person I am. I sell every day. LuLaRoe is my full-time job, so I do sales every day of all sorts of sales. I have a VIP Facebook group where I do a weekly sale and also a weekly outfit sale. I also do private hosted parties online. I also do multi-consultant sales. I also do occasional Facebook Live sales, not super often, but occasionally when I get new inventory. I currently have not done in-home hosted parties or of any sort, but it is on my list of things to do. I just have not had the opportunity yet, but it is in the works. So those are the kinds of sales I do. So most of my sales are online right now. And like I said, I sell every single day. So that is my perspective, but I'm also going to talk about, for those of you who maybe can't sell every day or don't want to sell every single day, or maybe you're thinking of LuLaRoe as a part-time job instead of a full-time opportunity, I'm going to talk about how you can break down your numbers from that perspective as well. So I am going to tell you that I'm going to tell you my June sales, and I'm also going to tell you my July sales so far, because they are different. And I'm going to tell you how I broke them down. So my breakdown in numbers is that I want to reinvest 50% of my total sales. I want to pay myself 30% of my total sales. I want to take 10% off the top for taxes of my total sales, which also equates to about 20% of my profit. I am also going to talk to an accountant about that in a couple months just to make sure I'm on track, taking off the top, equaling the right amount of my profit. And I also take out about 10% for shipping costs because I do offer free shipping. So that costs about 10% of my total sales. If you're not doing as many online parties or if you're not offering free shipping, you may not have as much of a shipping cost. That's just something I like to offer personally. So what were my numbers? So I'm going to break these numbers down for you, and I'm going to tell you that my June total sales were $17,000, which was a crazy number. I did not expect that at all. My goal for June was $12,000, and I exceeded that, and it was crazy. And if you are one of my customers, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I was a crazy number, and I didn't expect it. And when I broke it down, it kind of got even crazier. So my initial investment, I invested a little bit more than what was required to invest because I wanted to start off kind of big and I wanted to build my inventory quickly. So if I had reinvested 50% of that, it would have been $8,500 of that would have been reinvestment. I think I reinvested a little bit more. I didn't keep track exactly, but I think I reinvested a little bit more. 10% would be $1,700 towards shipping. I calculated that in June I spent about $1,600 on shipping. So that was pretty on par with 10%. I put $1,700 aside for taxes that month, and I would have paid myself $5,100 after taxes. That is $5,100 to me after taxes for the whole month. And I did a little bit of math, and I figured out that if I were to make $1,700 or $17,000 in sales every month of the year, I would make $61,000 for the entire year after taxes. That is after taxes, which is insane. So if you're thinking about this opportunity, how crazy is that? This is well mixed up for a full-time job, or if you're a stay-at-home mom and just looking for some extra income, this is an insane opportunity. Like I said, I did not pay my entire initial investment back because I did have a bigger initial investment than was required, and I also reinvested a little bit more. So I didn't actually take home $5,100 for myself because I was reinvesting a little more. But it was still a lot of money, and I did pay a huge chunk of my initial investment back, and that's where all of my money went in June. And it was pretty insane. We were living paycheck to paycheck before this. We were just barely getting by, barely surviving. And I will tell you that after 2 months of doing LuLaRoe, I just paid my bills, and we are fine. You know, I paid a huge chunk of my initial investment off. I paid all of our bills, and we're still fine. And this is the first time in years that I've been able to say that. So June was pretty crazy for us, and it's because of LuLaRoe. And so I'm going to tell you about July. July wasn't quite as crazy, but it's still pretty insane. So my goal for July, again, is $12,000, and I'm pretty much on par to meet that goal. I don't know that I'm going to exceed it, but I'm pretty on track to meet that goal. So far for July, it's July 17th, I've made about $6,000 in sales total so far. So I'm about halfway there. It's about halfway through the month, so I'm hoping that I can reach my goal of $12,000. And I'd be thrilled with that. That's still a lot of money. I'm totally thrilled with that. I'm super thankful for my customers, and I so appreciate all of you. And I am perfectly happy with that $12,000 sales total. So I'm going to break that down as well for those of you wondering about the drop in sales. I want to explain why as well. For those of you who are like, oh, there's a drop in sales, what happened? I'm going to explain why as well. So that 50% reinvestment, which I have dropped down to a 50% reinvestment now because I've built my inventory up a little bit more to where I want it to be. That is a $6,000 reinvestment if I make the $12,000 goal. That's $1,200 on shipping, $1,200 towards taxes, and that would be a $3,600 profit to me, just to me, for the month after taxes. That is just $3,600 straight to me for the whole month, which is still crazy. And I did a little bit of math again, and that is $43,000 per year if I make $12,000 a month in sales. That would come out to $43,000 per year to me after taxes, which is still an amazing full-time job opportunity. That is still so crazy. This is not the career path I planned to have, and I'm glad that I was led here, but that is definitely more money than I would have been making on the career path that I had planned. So for those of you still considering this opportunity, those are some crazy numbers and definitely something to take into consideration when you're thinking about it. And I want to explain the drop in sales. As a retailer, we expect the summer months to be slow because everyone's on vacation. So it wasn't really an unexpected drop in sales. Actually, the fact that June I had such great sales was a little more unexpected. So starting off July with a holiday weekend on the 4th of July was, it was kind of rough. And that's just how it is in retail. You're going to have rough patches and you're going to have huge booms. I think coming up to the school year, it's going to get busy again. And going up to Christmas, it will get busy again. So there will always be high points and low points. And sometimes you have one day that's super slow and the next day is super crazy. So as a retailer, that's something else to keep in mind, is that some days it's, insane with people shopping and some days are just slow. And that's perfectly okay. I'm not at all upset with the drop in sales because I'm still doing so well and I'm still so happy with this opportunity. So I am still super confident in this decision and I have no regrets. If anyone's wondering, I do not have any regrets. So I also want to talk about the credit card debt, because a lot of people, you're hearing all these sales numbers, and even now that I've broken it down and you're thinking, wow, that's great, that you're making this money, but it's still a huge initial investment. Like, how do you afford to make this huge initial investment? Even if you know you're going to make the money later, how do you come up with it now? And there are a lot of opportunities to come up with that money up front. And I think one thing that I have to tell myself is that it's okay to invest in a business. It's a business opportunity. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. it's a business opportunity. And in order to make a business work, you have to work the business. So, we had never been in credit card debt at all. I have student loan debt because I went to college. That's about it. So we had never had credit card debt. Putting this on a credit card was a little bit scary. But with the sales I've been making, I'm still totally confident in my decision. There are so many other ways that you may be able to come up with this money if that wouldn't be an option. And, as someone who is building a team and who has a super supportive, amazing LuLaRoe team, we would be happy to talk about those options with you as well if this is something that you're interested in doing and something that you're considering. So I'm happy to talk about that with you. I'm fully aware that it's scary. I was scared too. So I don't want to undermine those concerns if anyone has them. It's okay to invest in a business, and a lot of businesses are in the red for a good year or two, and some of them never get out of the red. So as a business opportunity, it's kind of crazy that within a month or two, I'm going to have this debt paid off, no problem. It's not a problem. And I do have teammates that, they do $2,000 a month in sales, and they're perfectly happy with it. As a part-time opportunity, this can work too. If you're a working mom, or maybe you just are a stay-at-home mom who has so much to do, you're busy with your kids, or you just have a crazy full-time job. Maybe you're a nurse working 12-hour shifts, or you just have a crazy life, whatever's going on, and you want this to be a part-time opportunity, just a little bit. Even if you're only making a couple grand in sales a month, I shouldn't even say only, because that's still a crazy amount. You're still going to get this debt paid off in less than a year, and then it's all going to be profit from there. So I just want to break down those numbers so you can hear how much you'll actually be making compared to just the sales numbers. So that way, if you are considering this opportunity, you can kind of hear, where does this money go? Where are you getting it from, and where is it going to go after that? And there you go. I hope that was helpful to some of you. I am building a team. I have a wonderful, super supportive sponsor and a super supportive team behind me as well. And we would love to have you on that team. I would love to talk with you more about these numbers. If you have any concerns about these numbers or any concerns about getting started, I would love to talk about that. Maybe it's not all about the numbers for you. Maybe that's something you're thinking about, but maybe you're kind of thinking more about, the more emotional aspect of it, like the team building and the support and your why and all of those things. And that's great too. And I would love to talk to you about that too. I love the numbers and I love the why. I am so grateful for this company in general. So I just wanted to kind of reach out to all different types of people. So if you are concerned about the numbers, this is for you. And if you're concerned about the whys, I'm happy to talk about that too. So definitely feel free to reach out to me and my supportive team, and I am happy to talk to you about all of that. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can find me on Facebook, LuLaRoe Rebecca Pickert. You can also send me an email at LuLaRoeRebeccaPickert@gmail.com. Please find me and reach out to me. Thank you.